let us see what constitutes your endocrine system. As we have already discussed that we have chemical messengers that we call as hormones. So what constitutes our endocrine system is the endocrine glands that control, communicate, coordinate and integrate various functions of all body organs. By the secretion of these chemical messengers which we call as hormones, they constitute our endocrine system. So what are the two major important parts of endocrine system? We have these endocrine glands that secrete these chemical messengers, that is hormones. So we have endocrine glands and hormones which are the major, you can say, part of your endocrine system. So when we talk about hormones or the chemical messengers, what is their characteristic feature? So let's start with the secretions of endocrine glands. Well, as I discussed already that we have two types of glands, exocrine glands and endocrine glands. So these hormones, these chemical messengers, they are the secretions of endocrine glands, not the exocrine glands. Then they are transported via bloodstream. So they get their way through what? Through the bloodstream. Then the action at the target organ. Well, they are distributed widely through bloodstream, but they have a very specific action, and that action is produced where? At the target organ, and they are secreted and required in very small quantities. As we have discussed already that they are needed in trace amount, they are secreted in trace amounts, very small quantity. So they are secreted and required in very small quantities. Then they may accelerate or inhibit specific processes. So there are many physiological processes that go inside your bodies. So these processes can be accelerated or can be inhibited by the action of these chemical messengers that we call as hormones. Then they neither act as building materials nor provide energy. So they are not the nutrients, they are not nutrients, they do not act as building materials and they do not even provide energy. They are used up in their regulatory actions. So they are totally used up, nothing is left, they are totally used up in their regulatory actions. They have a specific action. As I told you already, they act on the target organs. Why they act on target organs? Because they have specific action and they do not initiate reactions. They don't take part in initiating a reaction. They actually do what? They accelerate or inhibit specific physiological processes, right? Then they are slow in action. So if we compare hormones with enzymes, what do we see? We see that enzymes are quick in action, but the chemical messengers, these hormones, are comparatively slow in action if we compare it with enzymes. Then they show feedback inhibition. What is this feedback inhibition? Feedback inhibition means that the product that is formed at the end, it is going to start up some other process. So this is feedback inhibition. So we'll discuss feedback inhibition in detail, but this is one of the specific characteristic trait of the chemical messengers, right? Then they prepare the body to cope with emergency situations. So when there are many situations like you can say infections, right, and these emergency situations can be tackled by the release of these chemical messengers that we call as hormones. Just remember this. Then they are harmful both when secreted in excess or deficiency. So if they are secreted in excess, then also you will suffer from a disorder. If they are secreted in lesser amount than required, then also you are going to suffer from a disorder. Then they are soluble in water, they are not stored in the body. As we have discussed already that they are used up in their regulatory actions, so definitely they will not be stored in your bodies. Then their inactive form is known as prohormones. For example, if you talk about insulin hormone, then this insulin hormone is secreted as its prohormone form, that is proinsulin, which is converted into active form, then that is insulin. So proinsulin is what? It's a prohormone of insulin. Then based on these characteristics, based on the definition of hormones, we can actually have the functions of hormones also. They control and regulate metabolic activities. They maintain homeostasis. Homeostasis means maintaining the internal conditions, right? Then they control and regulate growth, development and differentiation. They regulate mental activities also. They produce secondary sexual characters and regulate reproductive activities. What are these secondary sexual characters? These characters, are there when you become mature, when you become sexually mature. So these secondary sexual characters are also again controlled by these chemical messengers, that is the hormones, right? Then they control activities of other endocrine glands also, and they cause adaptation to external stimuli. So they help in adapting to the external environment, to the changing conditions. So this was a brief idea about the functions of these chemical messengers, that is the hormones. So remember that endocrine system has these two major parts, important one, that is the endocrine glands that are going to secrete what? The chemical messengers that we call as hormones. So the characteristic feature that we have discussed, you need to just remember this, how these hormones that differ from enzymes. I told you that enzymes are all proteins, but the hormones, they may be proteins, they may be peptides, they may be amino acid derivatives, or various, you can say, diverse organic compound forms. Enzymes are quick in action, but these hormones can be quick also, but generally they are what? They are slow in action. Then enzymes are not used up in reactions, but the hormones, they are used up in their regulatory actions. So this is the difference between enzymes and hormones. So hormones are what? They are used up in their regulatory actions, but enzymes, they are not used up. So if you want to compare hormones with, for example, say vitamins, right? So what is the major similarity between hormones and vitamins? Well, hormones are secreted in, you can say, trace amounts, or they are required in small quantities. Similar is the case with vitamins. Vitamins also are required in very small quantities. But these vitamins are taken from outside sources, but these hormones are secreted inside your bodies. So you can make out by just going through the characteristics of hormones, what are the major differences between enzymes and hormones, between vitamins and hormones, right? Plus, one more point that I need to add is that the hormones are actually very low molecular weight compounds. So since they are very low molecular weight compounds, they can easily diffuse through the membranes, right? So they can easily diffuse through the cell membranes because of their low molecular weight. So this was about the characteristics of hormones, the features of hormones, and the functions. This, you can say, the chemical messengers these hormones actually have to play, the roles they have to play inside our bodies, very, very important roles. Now let's begin with actually the endocrine system glands, right?